Okay guys, I just opened up the box. I'm getting ready to take it out so I can kind of clear up some room. I haven't even messed around inside there. This is basically Cavinder from Cavinder Enterprises Incorporated. It's the SW2006N. This is actually my fourth unit. The first two I had were like I don't know, it might have been the first generation. The second one was like a great improvement, and the third one here, which I didn't even realize, I mean, I knew they changed it out by the pictures, like the tires and wheel assembly I saw was different, but actually opening up the box now, right off the bat, the wheels just jumped out at me, and I was like, wow, that's awesome. This is gonna be, I don't even know if this is gonna be the quite review. I might have to do the review on another day. I've got some other things I'm trying to do, but right off the bat, when I looked at this tire and wheel assembly, they're much bigger than the other one, which to me that's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be it should be a smoother ride. It should be less rutting in the yard. It should be more maneuverable and turning, and like even in sand, it should be a lot easier to go in sand. I mean, this thing is massive. It's like a truck tire, you know. But I like it. This looks different from my other one as well. The platform looks the same. It's got serial numbers on it now, and this is the hitch assembly without actually looking at it, but that feels to be the same as well. Quick release. Yeah, I mean, I've been happy. I'm gonna go over with you the first generation, what they did with the second generation as far as improvements. Basically, there's a lot less moving parts. This part here where the main pin goes through on this linkage arm made it bigger, because those broke. That has broken before, but they're a great company, and they warranted it and sent it to me with no issues at all. And then the second generation, they had less bushings involved. The second one, the first one just had too many bushings to be replaced. But yeah, this is gonna be good. I can see it already. Okay, so I got it out of the box, and what I see just offhand, I will have to get my other two and compare it, which I will. I will put those side by side. I'm hoping the stance is not wider. The platform actually looks a little bit more narrower. Now that I kind of look at it, but like I said, I'm kind of going off memories here, and maybe not. But it does appear to be more of a V. The arms are different. The wheels are bigger, and that's, like I said, that's going to be a good thing, I'm pretty sure. Because sometimes when you back off the trailer, it would scrub pretty good because it seemed like it was too low, and that probably solved some of that issue as well. This linkage here seems to be the same. That looks the same. Hopefully they didn't make it smaller, which I really doubt they would, but that appears to be the same as well. And this looks the same. Hopefully, I don't know, that might feel a little easier. I hope it is, because the other one is kind of, when you're taking this on and off, trying to, you know, and we don't need the rider, like say for instance it's raining and the yard's too soft to use a rider. Taking this off, you could get it off, but it seemed like a little harder to do. I thought about cutting some of the spring to release some of the tension. I know why it's a heavy spring. You don't want the thing coming off. This appears to be the same. Mine I actually had to cut with my Lesco, because when I folded it up, the assembly wanted to hit my Lesco oil filter for the transmission, or the transmission filter. But I guess it just varies on every machine. And here's the instructions, parts list. Not really instructions, but just kind of see how it goes together. I mean, it's easy to put together. So it seems a little heavier, but they're heavy. They're steel. They're tough. They're gonna last long. I'm thinking about gluing down a piece of foam mat and just kind of give it a little bit of a softer ride. Okay, well, there's that one. The next videos, maybe tomorrow, I will put it side by side, the first generation second generation, and I guess this is probably the third generation. And just seeing throughout the years how they improved it. These caps are even different too. The old ones, the caps would come off from time to time because I would fold it up and it just would seem to come off. This seems to be more of a snugger fit. I don't know, but it's more of a sleeker look too. So, okay, well, that's part one, I guess. Okay, hope the lighting conditions alright. It's quite cloudy and it's getting later in the day. We got about another hour left of light here. This is what I'm calling the first generation, and this is what I'm calling the second generation. On these two, the platforms are the same, but what they did, let's say the first generation, the second generation, they made it. The second generation was just awesome. I mean, they just made it, improved it so greatly. They made it where you can fold it up and keep it up. But with this case here, this is my oil filter, well, not oil filter, transmission filter, and it was hitting that, so I went ahead and cut that and just used a tie down to keep it up, and it was no big deal. And so what they did for the improvement on this one, first generation, you can see you had all these bushings you had replaced, and I even had to replace this one before because I let the bushings wear out too much, so I had to buy that whole assembly and as well as the pin. So that wasn't too good. And then this one here, you had your bushings here that would get wore out as well. They're still doing the bushings down here at the end, but they got rid of that, so you're saving them quite a bit of money there, not with that assembly wearing out. So in the second generation, that's gone. So the only thing you have, oh, and also this doesn't belong there, this doesn't belong there, none of that's there. Basically it looks like this. What I did is I made a seat rider and modified it. That's what you see there. So just pretend none of that's there on the second generation. It didn't come with these solid rubber tires. I put those on just because the other ones they're air filled, and they just get flats. So I upgraded on mine and actually used I believe a 1/2 inch, no, 3/4 inch bolt, and the original ones are not that big of a bolt, but that's not a big issue to not buy it. So the improvement on that, they did away with, main thing is they did away with this assembly, and now you don't have any of that wearing out. So the only thing you pretty much only have wearing out overall is the bushings there, but even that seemed to last pretty good. And also the pin, the linkage was improved. That was thickened up. The old one had snapped on me before, I think maybe twice, but I bought two of the first generations, and it's been years ago as well. But the company was great. They warranted it, so I guess they saw an issue and they just improved their product. So to the third generation, what we got, so the platform did change. Matter of fact, platform change, actually the whole machine is not totally redone, but it has improved over the second generation. In the second generation, I was quite happy with. What I am seeing right off the bat, now that I'm comparing all three of these, tires are much bigger. These are 11 by 4 by 5s. The first ones, what were I forget those? 9/350 by 4. All right, so that's good. The caps are different. Look like those will come off as easily as the old one. The platform is skinnier, which is fine. The stance on it, I haven't actually measured it, but the stance might be, I don't know, might be the same, maybe a little bit, just a little bit thinner. well, I say not thinner, but not as wide, which would be awesome. Because if it gets too wide and you start turning around, you know, it's just harder to maneuver. The springs are actually different. They did put lighter springs in there, thank goodness. See, I'll show you here. There's a higher count in the spring, and the gauge is also thinner. That's good, because getting that on and off was a little bit difficult at times. Other than that, the arm linkage looks the same. This appears to be the same. You can see the first generation, it was just this little piece here, and that gives it a lot of stress on your mower. Even though they have a plate in the back, I thought was big, but I don't remember. But that's an improvement, so it doesn't put so much stress on your frame on your mower. Let's see what else we got here. That's pretty much it. Inside here are bearings that last long. They weren't, I don't believe they were tapered, but they were just standard bearings, but roller bearing style, I guess. But those do well. I haven't had any problems with those wearing out. Well, I take that back. This one here, but that's my fault, because the cap came off, never found it, never covered up, dirt got in there, that kind of stuff. So periodically you want to probably take the cap off, make sure the nut is tightened up. Keep up with your grease. These do have grease fittings with your wheel assembly. Grease fittings here, and grease fitting there. So the other one, the old one, you had them everywhere. So that's one less thing you got to deal with. One thing I also did notice here, the gauge is thinner. Still pretty good size. I don't know, what is that, 5/8, 3/16? Forget my metal gauge. And here's the old one, which is a 1/4 inch. I don't see that being the issue. Okay, this is generation 2. You can see there's absolutely no wear. If there's going to be, I guess, any major wear, it would be on this one. And that looks like, geez, what is that? 1/2 inch? Maybe bigger than half, smaller than 1/2 inch. Well, I don't know, that's pretty thick. Pretty thick, regardless. So that would be where the wear would be. And they did keep that the same. So, I don't know, the same or even maybe bigger. Okay, it's the same. So I mean, yeah. So it is a well-built Sulky rider. I'm going to say probably the best on the market. I've looked at different ones, and the price is very fair, very reasonable as well. One of the actually probably the best prices out there as well for these machines. So, all right, well, I hope that helps you guys decide on a rider. These are perfect for the ZTRs. They say they don't really recommend them for the belt drives. For the ZTRs though, you know, you're going forward, you're going backwards, and this swivels. I don't know. I'm seeing guys out there, and it's their, you know, it's their deal. But I'm seeing guys out there without a caster swivel and back with a ZTR. With this system here, you could just stay on the platform and do your turning around or do your 360 and not have an issue. So, yeah, I like them. They've been good for me. All right, guys. Well, appreciate you guys watching, and take care.